Hello, and welcome to this episode of ADHD Friendly. If you celebrate Christmas, I am wishing you a very Merry Christmas, and to everyone, Happy Holidays. This is episode 218, and I am Patty. I'm an ADHD coach, and I focus on supporting clients to manage their ADHD with approaches that work for their brains. So we target those weak executive function skills and put systems in place that work for us as individuals, because what works for everybody else doesn't usually work for us. We have to find our way. So if you're interested in more information on my work and my membership community, I invite you to check out ADHDfriendly.com, where ADDers get more things done. All right, this episode, I'm going to be celebrating snow. I'll talk a little bit about that, and I'm going to share a tip. And our main topic for this week is how to create holidays that work for you. I'm just going to share a few of my tips over the years. Let's kick it off. This is going to be a quick episode because I know it's a really busy time. The first thing I'm going to do is start with celebrating. I am celebrating. We have had a ton of snow here in Chicago, and I am so excited leading up to, I'm recording this before Christmas Eve, the day this comes out, but it is looking really good for a white Christmas here, which would be so overdue and exciting. So I'm super excited, very distracted by my hair because I just put this Christmas shirt on and it's like so staticky. It's okay. But my other celebration is there was so much snow, I was able to break out my snowshoes and go snowshoeing. And my husband took a picture of me out and about. Look at all that snow. And I was snowshoeing, and I was so in my happy place. It's just such beautiful time of year, such beautiful weather. I just love it so much. So that's my celebration, that I have my ideal weather at the ideal time, and I am really embracing it, and I'm really super grateful. All right, what I purchased this week, I purchased some Black Friday deals that didn't come in for a little bit. So the thing that I got is CoverGirl Clump Crusher Mascara. It was a Black Friday deal. They were only $4.58 each. So I got 5 of those bad boys. Some are going to be stocking stuffers. Some I'm going to keep. But I do like the CoverGirl Clump Crusher Mascara. So I was super excited that that was available, and super excited to get 5 of them at just over $4 each. Really good deal. All right, so now to my tip for this week. And I am really encouraging people who are looking for more support, maybe a bit more than where you are, but not like individual one-on-one coaching. I am happy to talk with anybody that's looking for coaching, but I know coaching isn't accessible for a lot of people. It's a bit more expensive than many might have in their budgets to be able to afford. And I created ADHD Friendly with that in mind. In January, so in just over a week, we're going to be kicking off our new program at ADHD Friendly focused on planning. So many of us struggle with managing our time and planning in ways that we can sustain. So we're going to dive into that and really explore ADHD friendly tools and approaches that will work for our brains. So I invite you to check that out if you are one of those of us who really struggle with prioritizing, planning, managing your time, showing up on time, not overcommitting, underestimating how long something will take, and then, kind of being scrambling to get somewhere or to finish something because you underestimated how long it would take. So if you're looking for a membership with activities that are live every single day, maybe multiple times a day, ADHD Friendly is not for you. That's not what I'm about. I'm about taking consistent steps over time that are sustainable. So we typically meet once to twice a week, Wednesdays and sometimes Fridays, always at 12 Eastern. So if that's a time that would work for you, our sessions are typically an hour long, and they're very much structured around some information and some actions that you can take, and supporting you to actually implement the things that you want to implement in your life to create more ease and more progress towards your goals. So ADHD Friendly is all about supporting you where you are and allowing you to move forward in actionable and sustainable ways. I am not interested in offering something that I know from experience we'll really get excited about because it's so sparkly. There's all these different things and it's going to be amazing. And then we get burnt out because it's so much to keep up with. So I really do very intentionally think about what is going to serve the people that I am trying to support. And I have live offerings. Every month I do a First Friday webinar that's live on a different topic related to ADHD, including strategies to help support the area that we're focusing on. I have workshops I offer every month, power hour sessions where we body double together to work on moving something forward. I have lots of on-demand courses, lots of videos on demand from previous webinars. I think we're up to about 30 in there from our First Friday webinars. There are tons of PDF tools. We are constantly growing, but not so much that you're going to get in there and get overwhelmed. Again, it's all about being able to take information, implement it, and sustain it. So if this sounds like a good fit for you, I invite you to check out ADHDfriendly.m as in Michael, N as in Nancy.co, not C-O-M-C-O. And that will take you right to my site, or you can check out ADHDfriendly.com to learn a bit more on my website. And there's a link there that will take you to join the membership if you're interested. So that's my tip. Get the support that you need to meet you where you are and help you go forward towards where you're trying to get. All right, now for this week's topic. It's all about how to get the most out of the holidays. So I wanted to share a few tips that have worked for me that have really made the holidays more enjoyable and over time, something that I've really been able to benefit from the changes I put in place. So I wanted to share how I'm able to slow my brain down and slow down this busy time of year. It's not perfect, but it is allowing me to be much more present. So I've intentionally made the holidays simpler, especially over the last 5 years, particularly. Again, it didn't happen overnight, and I'm still noticing what I like, what I would tweak each year. I keep fine-tuning it. I think it will always continue, but it really is about noticing what works for you and your family and allowing yourself to let go of what isn't serving you and maybe pick up what might make it even better. So some of the changes I made over the years are we no longer do individual gifts for our kids and each family member. We all participate in Secret Santa. We have an app that allows it to shuffle everybody, and you can do wish lists in there. It's a free app. It's great. I'm like, what is it? I think it's Draw Names. The app is called Draw Names. I've used it for the last 3 years now, and I really do like it. We eat. Another thing that we've stopped doing. We used to cook dinner on Christmas night, and we have been eating out now for years, and I just love it. We either eat out or we pick up food or have it delivered. And it's so nice to know after, it's like we hit Christmas morning and it's still like kind of the excitement, and then everything kind of hits a peak, and then there's this energy dip, like, oh my gosh, okay. And we don't want to have to cook. So we've given ourselves permission to do that. I've also cut down on the number of cards that I mail, just to give myself permission to keep it manageable and sustainable. I put up significantly less outdoor decorations, and that's something I just implemented this year. I used to hang wreaths on every single window outside of the front of my house, which I wanted to do for years, and it felt so satisfying to finally have achieved that. But it's so windy here that time of year in Chicago. No matter what I do, they end up blowing off, and it's so cold outside when it happens. Typically, it's just miserable. So I end up with this very unsatisfying, some windows have wreaths, some windows don't. It's an energy drain because I want to get the wreaths back up. And I just decided last year I'd had it, and this year I didn't even put them out. I just decided that's it. I'm not doing this anymore. And I don't miss it, which is quite lovely. If anything, I'm enjoying not having to worry about them blowing off the house. I keep a list of traditions that we do on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. that help me remember the order we do things in, how we do them that works for our family. So that's a key thing that every year I get it out. And every year, if there's anything that gets tweaked that might work better, I will note that. So I'll have it for the following year. And the main thing, and just kind of building on that, that I do that has really created ease for our holiday season is I keep notes each year of what worked, what didn't work, what I want to tweak. Like last year, I noted don't put out the wreaths. And so when I got my Christmas decorations out, I remembered it, but that note was still there in case I went to grab wreaths to put them out. It was like, don't even do it. And then I keep that in my holiday palm. A palm is a personal owner's manual. Mine takes me from Thanksgiving through Christmas, and it just reminds me of the expectations, how to manage them, how to do the different things when I do them, like what day I do them, typically like what weekend I target. I have my calendars from the previous year so I can see the timeline that I followed so I don't have to constantly reinvent the wheel. And I also highlight when my goal is to be done. So if I backwards plan it like I do and it's in the calendar, I am done early, which is also part of what creates that calm for the holidays, which I love. So with 4 kids, a house full of ADHD brains, I've said since the kids were really small, all I wanted for Christmas was peace on earth and goodwill towards all. I really just wanted a calm Christmas, which was not something we often had with 4 kiddos impacted in varying degrees with ADHD. So I really do want to celebrate that over time, I've let go of expectations that weren't serving me. I've picked up things that worked for our family. And in our home, we are closer to my goal of peace and goodwill towards all than we ever have been before. I hope your holidays are also filled with that peace and joy. And remember, there's no perfect, but there is noticing what works for us and leaning into it so that we're creating the holidays that we want and that work for us and our families. And then finally, my book of the week is many books. So a friend of mine turned me on to Abby Jimenez books. They're fun, quick romances. And the main character always typically has a dog, which I love. I've read 4 of them now. So I have a picture of the 4. I've done the Part of Your World series, which is 3 books. Actually, I've read 5 of them now. And I did the Say You'll Remember Me series, which was 2. And they're just fast, quick romances. And I don't always, there's a little drama that comes up. I don't love when they artificially create drama. So if I'm being full disclosure there's a little bit of it from time to time that I'm like, all right, I get it. But I'd say 80 to 90% of the book, it's just fun and fast read. I really have been enjoying. So I just wanted to pass that on. If you are looking for a couple of cozy romance humor books to read over the winter months. All right. And now my final thing for this week's episode is a quote of the week. And this is from James Clear, who you guys, if you're regular listeners, know I just love the wisdom that James imparts and I share it often. So here's another one from him. He says, in the long run, your willpower will never beat your environment. The more disciplined your environment is, the less disciplined you need to be. Don't swim upstream. He doesn't write these things for people with ADHD, but I find a lot of his approaches are very ADHD friendly. And this really spoke to me because it's a lot of what we do inside the ADHD Friendly membership. And that is focusing on creating an environment that works for us individually and allowing that to lower the amount of executive functions we need and the amount of energy and willpower and motivation we need to get through what we're intending, so that it is allowing us to get things done without having to wait for that perfect amount of energy and willpower and motivation. So creating your environment in a way that works for you is definitely something that is worth striving for, especially with ADHD brain wiring. That's it for this episode. I hope you have very happy holidays. Tally ho.